sister, come on, put your hands together. Yeah. Listen. God keep blessing me. Over and over. The good Lord keep on blessing me. Over and over. Keep right on blessing me. Over and over. Yeah, over and over again. Keep on making a way.
WIGO AM 1570, Morrow, Atlanta.
The world will make you feel like you can never be yourself, or you can never say how you really feel. Until now, yeah. When it's sundown, my mind is on the rundown. I be feeling like my happiness is on the come down. But when I speak to you, I feel like it's a touchdown. Finally found me someone I can really trust now. Always have so much to say, but no one to say it to. If I can talk to you today, I know I can make it through. So let's have this conversation, like a radio station. So let's have this conversation, like a radio station.
It's finally Friday, and it's time for The Conversation with Maria Byrd.
Conversation with Maria Byrd. You guys, I'm super excited about today's show because we have with us a very special guest. She is affectionately known as Dr. Ace, the heartbeat of hope and inspiration. The chains of her past couldn't hold her. Statistics didn't define her, and rejection only fueled her. Coming from a high school dropout to a PhD in leadership, from homelessness with 6 children to a political candidate in the last year's election, and an author of 12 books. It's not over, and she's just getting started. Please help me welcome to the show my very special guest, Dr. Latarsha Holden. Welcome to the show, Doctor.
Oh, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, ma'am. It's an honor to have you with us today. So how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm in a good place. Good place mentally, spiritually. So I've been taking a lot the last 4 years to just work and pour into me.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Wow. So before we get started, Doctor, can you just tell the people a little bit about yourself?
I am born and raised in Atlanta, came out of Carver Homes. Just one of those kids that just gave up in life early, lost focus. 10th grade, dropout, mom of 4 by 22. And I 35 years old, 10 years ago, I was lost, scared, homeless in the streets of Atlanta.
Come on, Doctor.
With 6 children, living in a board-up house as squatters.
Whew. And
it was at that point I knew I had to do something to fight for my life.
Wow, Doctor, we're already off to an epic start. And so I'm so glad that you touched on it. But I wanted to learn more about, the person of Dr. Latarsha Holden. Let's start from the beginning, Doctor.
Okay.
Let's go back. And so, what type of child, when you think about your childhood, what type of child would you say you were?
Oh my good, peacemaker at the heart. I mean, I was such a peacemaker. My sister said, "You just scary." But I just believe I loved humanity early on.
Yes.
I was the fight. I fought for the underdog.
Wow.
And I championed for those who, again, you bullied. To stand. I don't know, I always had a soft spot for those who was neglected, those who was rejected.
Wow.
And so I always been a soft, meekly person. But God had showed me in the last 10 years I'm not as weak as I thought I was.
Yes, ma'am. Wow. And so, what would you say, along the way when you consider your adolescence and through your development stages, what was that thing, that really kind of maybe drew you off the path, regarding, because were you and God always on good terms?
No, you know what? I wasn't raised in a church. So we got to know each other in the trenches, which was probably the hard. Lord, I thought he was trying to kill me in the last 10 years. But I think, you know, for me, my love language is words of affirmation.
Wow.
And so I didn't get that at home. It was always like with my parents, I had to compete with other nieces and nephews, and I wasn't built up. So you was kind of going against who I was at the heart, and I was like, well, I'm a failure. I can't do nothing right.
Wow.
And I just gave up on life. I said, well, I can't do nothing right anyway to please,
Calm down.
you know. So 16 years old, I'm pregnant. Had my son a week for my 17th birthday, and
Help us.
from there it took it for God to have done and it's doing what he's doing. And I mean, I just had so many barriers and odds stacked against me. For him to have done what he's done in my life is truly amazing.
Wow. And so, doctor, like, because I'm thinking about it, you know, when you mentioned, you know, the different things that you went through, you know, through those troubling times, what would you say was the thing that really began to turn you around?
Well, by me being a peacemaker to the heart again, the word fight was never in my vocabulary. But when I remember pacing the floor of that abandoned house, and I was crying out because I wasn't raised in the church, and I was crying out to whoever this God was, help me, please. I don't know what to do, where to go. And I started having dreams and visions of me preaching and speaking all around the world. And I remember one Sunday I went to St. Peter Missionary Baptist Church, and the female pastor that was on the pulpit when service was over, I went to her.
Yes.
And I said, well, I don't understand these visions and dreams I'm having. I'm 35 years old. To me, I was a loser. I was uneducated. I was in my mindset.
Yes.
I had been rejected so many times by family members. I was just at a lowest my mind. And I just said, you know, I'm having these dreams and visions of me preaching and speaking. I said, I don't understand anything. I'm homeless. And she said, did you finish school? I said, no. She said, have you thought about going back to school? And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, why is this lady that? I mean, you know, to me, I'm like, last time I've been in anyone's school, I was 15 years old. Here I am, 35. I'm like, no, ma'am. She said, why don't you start there?
Wow.
And I went home and I started pacing the floor, and I was scared. I'm a whiz. I'm like, Lord, how can I go back? I'm 35. I don't have anything. I mean, I'm literally at the bottom, living in this board up home. And I just remember going into that school, shaking, filling out my little application. And that's just how my journey started back at Beulah Heights. It was Bible college back then, but it's university now.
Yes.
And that's how my journey started. I decided to fight for my 6 children. But right before I did that, mentally I thought I was dying. You know, the struggle of being homeless, being rejected, ostracized. My kids are embarrassed. I was really setting my will up. I came to my 6 children, and I said, well, I don't have a lot to give you all materially. I say, I know we don't have a lot of stuff, but the only thing I have to give you all is to love you unconditionally. I say, I believe if I can teach you all how to serve now at your lowest, I've given you a strong foundation to build on to become great leaders. And at that time, my kids said, Mom, what are you talking about? We don't have anything. I said, I know it. And it was around the Hurricane Katrina time. And we did events in the community. I say, because to me, that I was giving them all I had to give. I was giving that last shot. I say, Lord, because I felt like I was losing my mind. I say, I got to give something to my children. And out of me showing them how to serve when we didn't have anything, they turned around one by one. And my son came to me, my oldest son, he's 29 now, and he said, Mom, I thought about what you showed us. He said, my way of giving back is joining the United States Marine Corps. That's my way of serving.
Wow.
And he just retired after 10 and a half years as Staff Sergeant Holden. Then I had another daughter say, well, Mom, my way of giving back is being an EMT, going to the medical field. She's an EMT now. She's in Kaplan University getting a bachelor's degree. Another daughter said, my way of giving back is going to the human service field. She's about to graduate from Kaplan next year with a bachelor's in human services. I have a 17-year-old daughter who became a 2-time published author. At 15, she's a youth advocate, youth speaker, spoken word artist. And my 15-year-old son, Omega, he's a youth. Everyone is serving from me showing them how to give back.
Wow.
And so I feel if I've never did anything right, that's probably...
Wow. Wow. And you know what? You absolutely right. You know, I love how your perseverance through the pain, through the problems, you know, not only shifted yourself but also your children ultimately into their purpose. Yes. Wow. And so I wanted to ask you, you know, because there may be someone that's right there in the middle, you know, of what you went through.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you, you know, being at that particular time homeless with 6 children. Now, can you just talk about that? Come on, let's talk about it.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about it.
You know what? It was very humiliating. The struggle got so bad because we're not talking about homeless for a year.
Come on,
2 months, maybe 3 months. You're sleeping with your family members. We talking about from shelters, cars, a stranger one time, her and her husband living in a boarded up house. Someone moved out their apartment. You know when somebody move out, their house is
right.
So the struggle got so bad. I just remember walking to a hospital. I told the lady this. I said, I don't want to live anymore. I can't do it. I'm embarrassed. My kids are embarrassed. And they kept me for a week for observation. And they had a padded room, I guess, for those who are really dangerous to themselves. And I just asked every day, can I go in there and pray? And the lady looked at me and she said, sure. And I would just drop down to my knees and I would cry out, please help me.
Wow.
Please, God, please. I don't know what to do. I don't have family support. I'm scared. I'm lost. I don't know. And every day I would go in there and drop down and pray to this God I did not know. And it's like when I left, I had wind beneath my wings to keep going a little further.
Wow. Wow. That is so powerful. That's so powerful. You know, and I love how, you know, right there, you know, in the middle of what we're going through, you know, God never leaves us.
Never leave.
He always surrounds us, you know, oftentimes with angels, you know, individuals that will, you know, assist us, that will guide us in that right direction.
Yes.
Wow. Can you just share a little bit more, you know, just regarding some of the things that you learned along the way, you know,
Oh my
yes,
goodness.
come on.
So that homeless experience, 2 years. So I'm a full-time student. I have 6 kids, and 2 of my undergrad years we was homeless. God, it taught me how to become a disciplined woman.
Talk about that.
You know, but dropping out in the 10th grade, you got 4 kids by 22, so I was very unorganized. I didn't have goals, dreams. I didn't have any aspirations to be anything. But that homeless experience, I had to learn how to manage my time, how to become disciplined, how to become organized. And so that would help me become, oh my goodness.
Wow.
Right today, I remember my daughter came to me and she said, Mom, I want to write a book, and I'm very purposeful. And so because I learned how to be disciplined, I even teaching them, don't waste your time or anyone else's time.
Right.
So she came to me with something. I'm like, what is that? She like, oh, so my boss said, no, we got to go back. Go back and fluff it out. Come back to me. Whew. And she was like, oh my gosh, I thought this was going to be easier than this. I said, no. But she birthed 2 books because I'm teaching them discipline. How to give your best in whatever you do.
Yes.
You know, and I made a vow to myself that when God brought me out of homelessness and hopelessness, I was going to go back and help others. And that what led me to run for city council last year.
Oh, yes. Now let's talk about that because I love it. You know, again, you know, you ended up running for political office. Let's talk about that. Yes, the political office.
Oh my goodness. You know what? One thing I learned that it's easy to say, God, if you give me all this, I'll do this. But when that moment has passed. So when I came out of school and got my degrees, do I forget the vow that I made to God? No, I go back. And I took my last little $700 that I had to last year because I was just coming out of school to run for office. And I'll never forget when my 2 children and myself walked into City Hall to file the papers for intent to run. That right there was groundbreaking in itself for my family. But when my name got on the ballot,
come on!
Oh my God! When my name got on that ballot, when my daughter and me, when we walked in to go vote, and we came out, she said that was so surreal.
Ooh.
She said, "Mom, I checked your name on a ballot," and at that point, I just think the legacy that I'm building for my children has just been established more and more. But I tell you this, I had a very hard painful situation that happened during the when I ran for office. I went Beulah Heights University is my family.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the school I've been at 10 years. And so I wanted to give back as a professor. And I remember going and putting the application in, and everybody was cheering me on because they were like, yes, oh, we need you here. And I never forget. And the reason I'm telling this story, because I want people to know that even when you're trying, the enemy will still throw roadblocks to try to remind you what he thinks of you than what God thinks of you.
Come on.
And so I went through the process, and I remember the professor, Dr. Jess, he called me in for an interview. And I interviewed for him and everything, and he was like, well, you can call your family and say, welcome to Beulah Heights University family.
Yes.
And I'm crying, and when we were walking out, he laughed. He said, you up there crying, I'm up there wiping my tears out. I'm trying not to let you see me cry. But 2 weeks later, I got a call, and I'm like, I was supposed to go back for my schedule and get started, and I didn't and no one was calling me back. And I went back, and he sat across from me. And at this point, I was so happy. I was like, okay, we're gonna struggle for so long. I could finally get my kids their braces.
Yes.
You know, I can do something for my
Right.
children without struggling. And I was so happy. I was like, God, you heard our prayers. My kids were celebrating. And 2 weeks later, I go back. He sits across the desk from me. And he said, I have the power to hire you, but my boss don't feel you the best for the job. And I sat down, and he was like, he was so embarrassed because he don't say, I told you to tell your family. He said, according to our accreditation, he wants the best of the best that came out of Beulah. And I said, I might not have been an A+ student, but my heart and the class I was going to teach, Success for Life and Ministry, I even had people ready to come to the school. And at that point, I walked out there, and he just looked. He didn't know what to say. I mean, he was embarrassed too. You could tell the look on his eyes. He was like, I knew you would have been a great fit here. I don't know what happened. He overruled. And I walked out with my head down. And I was so embarrassed going back to my car because the enemy was trying to remind me,
Come on, doctor.
you're unworthy. See, nobody wants you. You're not good enough. But I remember I was still in this race, running for office.
Yes.
And so although I was running my race, I just had to hide the tears because I still had a race to run. I still had a goal in mind to keep going. But because Beulah Heights meant so much to me, they saw me, they helped me grow into the woman I am today. And to be rejected by them, it was so painful. But I just said, you know what? I got to keep running my race.
Yes.
And so I tell that story to say, although you might be running and you're running, the enemy has a way of trying to remind you the lies that he's putting you. You're nobody. Nobody wants you. And I was so embarrassed because I had people say, Professor Holden, when you going to start? Because we want to enroll for your class. And they didn't even know the people that I was bringing. But the guy who hired me knew
Yes.
you would make a positive impact on this school.
Yes, ma'am.
You came from homeless to this. You did, But that story is the first time I've ever publicly told about that event. Because it's someone that's saying, God, I keep going. I'm going, but this just happened. Why? And I don't think I want to remind you all, just keep your eyes on that finish line. And you just keep going no matter what hurdles that you have to come across.
That's right. Yeah. No matter what hurdles you have to cross. And I love the fact that, even in the midst of, the thing about it, my pastor always says, you're not delayed, you're not denied. You might be just a little delayed.
Yeah.
Or, it's not rejection, but it's protection. Because not only did you experience that, but you had to refocus. You had to really think about, well, you know what, I'm running for this political office. Yes. I can't stop now. I have to keep moving forward. Don't you agree that that's critical, that we have to keep moving forward?
And that's the most painful thing. Because life has a way of throwing daggers at you that will paralyze you.
Come on, Doc.
If God did not intervene, there was no way.
Come on.
There was no way. The stats was too much against me. We talking about high school dropout, 6 kids, you're uneducated, underemployed. Your self-esteem is plummeted. If God did not step in and show me grace and mercy. Oh my God. When I remember I got the AA degree, then the BA, then the MBA, but when I got accepted to the PhD for leadership.
on.
At that moment, I wish I could bungee jump up to heaven, high five God. Only God can do that.
Wow,
Only
that
God.
is so exciting, and congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, on receiving that. Can you just talk about, you know, a little bit more about that process, you know, receiving your doctorate?
Oh my goodness. You know, I got my BA in leadership, then I got the MBA. So leadership for me, that was just a sign, a seal
Yes.
of approval from God for me.
Yes.
That as a leader, I don't only talk the talk, I walk the walk. And my son, I came to my son when he graduated from the Marine boot camp, and I said, son, I don't understand. I said, you didn't work out like the recruiter told you. And I said, how did you make it through the boot camp? I got the DVD, and the Marines have the hardest boot camp. He said, mother, he said, I thought about you. He said, all the nights I heard you crying, I know everybody was laughing at us and nobody would help. He said, you could have did anything. You're a nice looking woman. You could have left us, went your own separate way, did drugs. He said, because you kept going, that's how I made it through the Marine boot camp. And I was like, wow.
Come on. Wow.
He was like, that's how I made it through. He said, because it was very hard. He said, but I said, if she can keep going, then I can keep going.
I love this, doctor. I love this, doctor, because, you know, it's just so inspirational, you know, and I believe it gives hope and life to so many people that may be currently in that situation,
goodness.
but they don't have to stay there.
They don't have to stay. You're going to have to realize that when
Come on, doc.
you're going to have to be able to move without the applause of others. When I ran for office, I'm born and raised in Atlanta. I have over 200 some family members here. Only 2 people gave to my campaign. Now, I was the underdog in the race. It was 8 of us running, and I didn't have because I didn't know. I mean, I'm not politically connected with anyone, but my heart is for the people.
Yes.
So I had $1,500 to campaign with. I didn't have a campaign manager. I didn't have any endorsements. And my other opponents had 20,000 to 50,000, and I did not make it to the runoff only by 400 some votes. So I was able to connect with the people. The people knew that I was not politicking.
Come on.
I told them that the same fight that I had for my family is the same fight I will have for you. And someone came and said, Dr. Holden, if you would have had just a little help, you would have won.
Wow.
So those 200 family members, sometimes people don't expect you to be on the us. You know, they left me out there.
Come on.
But I learned, even though they didn't help me, I still had a race to run.
Ooh, that's good.
I still had a race to run. God called me. God ordained me to go out and fight for others and to stand for those who's been rejected, those who've been oppressed. And so that was my role. So although I didn't physically win the race, it was a win for my family.
That's
was a win for my
That's
family.
it. And I love how you just said it. You know, that although maybe you didn't have the applause from certain individuals, you still had a purpose. You still had a race to run. You know, oftentimes the lack of applause, if you allow it, it can distract you from your purpose.
Girl.
But guess what? Even if you don't never get the applause, you still have a purpose. You still have a race
That's
to
right.
run.
You still, oh
You
my.
s- Come on.
All right, y'all see, she's trying to get. Oh my God, you still have a race to run. And my thing is, when you know your why, it will help you get through those how moments. My why was I made a vow to God, and I have to go back. God do not bring us out so we can walk around with our chest puffed up. No, I made a vow to go back to help my brothers and sisters. And that was just the beginning of my journey.
Yes.
Of going back to helping them. And then that what led me into start writing my books.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, I remember when we was in a PhD program, one of the classmates said, Pastor Latarsha, I ain't trying to be funny, but honey, where do you have time to write anything else of all this homework, with all this work we have? I said, I love people. I hear the cries of the people.
Yes.
So after I wrote my life story, No Longer Lost, I wrote a 4-part youth series that did for middle schoolers: sex trafficking, teen dating, violence, bullying. As an advocate, as a lover of people, I have to reach beyond now my 6 children and go out and reach children I never meet. And then I wrote a training manual where I'm going to start a program called Hurdles, helping us reach our destiny by leaping over every setback. Now I go back and help my sisters and brothers to come out the pit as well. So I got my life story, No Longer Lost. And it's a documentary out that came out a year and a half ago, No Longer Lost, the Latarsha Holden story.
Yes.
So I have my life story, I have 4 children's books, a 4-part youth series,
Come on, Doctor.
a training manual, a book. So the grace of God, when I just felt that urge, because when you start walk with God, you know the sound and move of God. So when the grace of God come on you to say, now it's time to do this, when you move in that, he give you the grace. That's how I was able to write 12 books in a year and a half.
Did y'all hear that? 12 books in a year and a half. Wait a minute. I mean, Doctor, can you just talk about that? Because that is so powerful. That's a powerful testimony. 12 books in a year and a half.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, come on. How did you even have the strength?
But you know, my training manual I wrote, it was fun. It was Thanksgiving and everybody watching TV, and I just had it do it now. And I wrote about a 70-page training manual during maybe 2 days. I just stated that the grace of God was on me. So that's why we got to move when the grace of God is on you, because he's gracing you to do that task. And so I've learned that I don't have to be at every networking event in Atlanta. I don't have to be at every... I don't like being busy. I just don't. I like being purposeful and productive. I don't have to be in the in crowd. When you know God, you don't have to run to be in the in crowd. God will make, your gifts will make room for you.
Wow.
So I don't know. I like balance. Homelessness taught me how to be balanced with 6 kids. I like balance, okay? Maybe join 1 or 2 organizations. Maybe do this. And I like to move with purpose.
Ooh, move in purpose.
Move in
And I
purpose.
love how you said it. And we talked a little bit about it before the show. But, you know, because oftentimes people think that, you know, success equals being busy.
Yes.
Right? But it's not about, success doesn't equal busy. Success equals productivity.
Oh my.
Come on.
Yes. And that's when people act, and that's what I've learned. And so they can see that I'm not just talking. That's why I was able to write the 12 books, go from the GED to the PhD, run for political office. It's not about trying to be in the in crowd, hey, you won't see me at everything on social media. I am purposeful. Whatever you see me at, God has called and ordained me to go there.
Come on.
I don't have to be in the in crowd for God to elevate me.
Wow.
Because I would rather for God to elevate me over a man any day.
Come on.
Girl, I'm trying to calm it down, y'all. Y'all see, I'm trying to, but that's when you know who you are.
That's good.
You don't run around with your head cut off. I got to be here. No. God would either invite. See, when you're in purpose, the invitations will come.
Come on.
You don't have to seek them out.
Come on.
Hey! The invitations are going to come. You don't have to seek them out. And that's why our communities and our homes are in such disarray, because the parents are too busy. Their worlds are too loud and too noisy to hear the cries of the family.
Wow.
So I've learned how to be disciplined and organized. And, okay, I need this time for my kids. I need this time for myself, because I need the time for... You need the time for yourself.
Come on.
I like silence. Give me some silence. Cut the TV off.
I know that's right.
I have to just worship God. Thank you, God. I don't like a lot of noise. I don't like to be busy. And so I'm very reserved.
Yes.
So if you see me somewhere, it's very purposeful. I'm not there for whatever people go to network. I'm there on assignment.
Yes. Well, I'm glad you made it today to the
But
show.
thank you for having me. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. It's an honor to have you. And I just love, this revelation that you're giving us, because again, I believe that because I was watching this show one time. It was this Christian program, and they was talking about how oftentimes your peace is directly connected to your itinerary.
Yes. Oh my God.
And oftentimes you will have a lack of peace because of the fact that you're too busy.
You're too busy.
And sometimes if you want to relieve some stress, if you want to have more peace in your life, sometimes you have to look at your itinerary and take off some things.
You can't be everywhere all the time.
Ooh.
It's okay.
Talk about
God still has the power to elevate you. You don't have to. That's the thing. And Atlanta is becoming like the new Hollywood. So
Right.
everyone wants to. My thing is my gifts and talents. I will do my part. I will do my part for its marketing, doing what God is calling me to do. But I also have learned that God would do his part as well.
Oh, God will do his
That's
part.
right.
We don't have to accept every invitation.
No.
Come
You do
on.
not. You will run yourself raggedy. If I had to go to every networking event in Atlanta I see coming up on social media, I wouldn't be no good for myself.
Right.
And then if I'm no good for me, how can I be effective to do what God is calling me to do?
Exactly. Wow. So we have to be intentional. We have to be purposeful. And so I just love, that insight and that revelation.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Yes, OMG. Well, you guys, we're getting ready to take a quick commercial break. But listen, I don't want you to go anywhere. I want you to keep it locked right here. You are listening to The Conversation with Maria Byrd.
Thank you for tuning in to The Conversation with Maria Byrd
So let's have this conversation.
on WIGO 1570 AM radio.
You can connect with Maria Byrd here Fridays on The Conversation at 11 a.m. Go to www.mariabyrd.org. You can sign up for her newsletter. Check out the latest from The Conversation. You can be the next guest, have your song featured, or donate to the cause. Learn about marketing opportunities. Check out the giveaways, special promotions, free tickets, and the latest from Maria Byrd Publications. Again, log on to www.mariabyrd.org. That's www.maria, M-A-R-I-A, Byrd, B-Y-R-D.org.
WIGO 1570 AM radio.
On my way up. Tour up. I'm going up. Yeah. I'm going to heaven. Going to heaven by death or by rapture. What can they do to me? Whatever can happen, I know it comes afterwards. I don't see you as a threat. I came in here paying respect. I'm catching so many blessings. Even my haters are blessed. Yeah. Way up. I'm on the stairway to heaven. Yeah. Way up. I'm on the stairway to heaven. Yeah. Way up. I'm on the stairway to heaven. Yeah. Way up. I'm on the stairway to heaven. I stay in the pocket like money. I'm in my own lane and I'm running it. Hate me for living my life like I wanted, then I'll be okay with that punishment. Came in this world without a dime. Start from the bottom, you gotta climb. You wanna get it, you gotta grind. But don't ever sell out for a dollar sign. Don't take it. They offer you money until you get naked. You're losing your soul by the time that you face it. It's not enough time to replace it. You better guard it with all your heart. You either stand or you fall apart. Fitting in with the in crowd, but in the end where I them found. I'm going to heaven. Going to heaven by death or by rapture. What can they do to me? Whatever can happen, I know it comes afterwards. I don't see you as a threat. I came in here paying respect. I'm catching so many blessings. Even my haters are blessed. Yeah. Way up. I'm on the stairway to heaven. Yeah. Way up. I'm on the stairway to heaven. Yeah. Way up. I'm on the stairway to heaven. Yeah. Way up. I'm on the stairway to heaven. Where are friends when you really need them? Same town, do you really see them? Before the crowd in the Coliseum, my day one is not a human being. Hometown isn't on the map. I never been, but I'm going back. I never seen it, but it's more real to me than the ground that I'm standing on. I talk to God like he's in the room, sitting in a chair right in front of me. If I'm crazy cause I hear him talking back, that's exactly what I wanna be. Y'all excuse me, I don't know better. No one taught me how to be fake. I don't apologize for the faith, cause I was saved by amazing grace. Yeah, way up. Stairway to heaven. Yeah, way up. Stairway to heaven. Way up. Stairway to heaven. Way up. Stairway to heaven. I'm going to heaven. Going to heaven by death or by rapture. What can they do to me? Whatever can happen, I know it comes afterwards. I don't see you as a threat. I came in here paying respect. I'm catching so many blessings. Even my haters are blessed. Yeah. Way up. I'm on the stairway to heaven. Yeah. Way up. I'm on the stairway to heaven. Yeah. Way up. I'm on the stairway to heaven. Yeah. Way up. I'm on the stairway to heaven. Yeah. Way up. I'm on the stairway to heaven. Yeah. Way up. I'm on the stairway to heaven. Yeah. Way up. I'm on the stairway to heaven. Yeah. Way up. I'm on the stairway to heaven. Yeah.
1570 AM radio.
You can connect with Maria Byrd here Fridays on The Conversation at 11 a.m. Go to www.mariabyrd.org. You can sign up for her newsletter. Check out the latest from the conversation. You can be the next guest, have your song featured, or donate to the cause. Learn about marketing opportunities. Check out the giveaways, special promotions, free tickets, and the latest from Maria Byrd Publications. Again, log on to www.mariabyrd.org. That's www.maria, M-A-R-I-A, Byrd, B-Y-R-D.org.
WIGO 1570 AM Radio.
You are listening to The Conversation with Maria Byrd, and we are back with my very special guest, Dr. Latarsha Holden. And so, before we go back to the guest, you guys, I want you guys to make sure that you connect with me on social media. I am on Facebook I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and you can also check out my website at www.mariabyrd.org. Also, you guys, if you would like to make a financial contribution, I want you to please go to Cash App $Maria Byrd in order to make your financial contribution today. Again, that's Cash App $Maria Byrd. Where you guys, welcome back to the show. Again, I'm with my very special guest, Dr. Latarsha Holden. Welcome back to the show, Doctor.
Hey, girl, I'm ready. I'm ready. Excited.
Yes, ma'am. I am excited also. And so, before the break, Doctor, you was just really just breaking it down, just really telling us the significance of, just keep moving forward. I wanted to ask you, Doctor, what is next? I mean, what's going on? What is on your itinerary?
Well, let me see. Once the election was over, again, everything I do is to go back and help those, and I try to go back where I come from first. Mm-hmm. And so I started Project Village, which is I started a community closet in 2 low-income communities for Price Middle School and Brown Middle Schools, because I remember that when we was homeless, I didn't have money sometimes for toothpaste, deodorant, hair supplies for my daughters, and the embarrassment that they had. Mm-hmm. So I partnered with these schools where I started a community closet where I go and set the stuff up and provide the stuff, so the parent, just trying to help my brothers and sisters out who's struggling, because I believe if our children feel good, they'll do good. But I remember one time before the school year ended last year, I went to Brown to make out another donation in the closet, and I asked the parent liaison, I said, are the kids loving the stuff that's here for them? She said, oh yeah. She said, but there's one girl in particular. She's a 7th grader. She said she used to wear her hair wrapped all the time. She never took the wrap off. But when she came and saw that you had hair gel, comb, brush, bowl, she do her hair every day. And to me, if it's just that one, and I was like,
yes,
that's what it's about. And so I'm just getting ready for that, getting donations so we can go back to these schools this year and hey, stack this stuff so they can take the stuff home and help just relieve a little stress from mom and dad.
Yes, wow, that's what it's all about. And we talked about that too before the show. The significance of just giving back, encouraging somebody else.
Oh my goodness,
because you never know the situation that you may be in, whatever it is that you may be facing. Someone else may be going through that exact same thing.
That's what it's about.
Yes.
I told my 6 kids, I said, when we was homeless, and I observed things, I said, I never saw a U-Haul following a funeral procession line. I said, so that lets me know that we are not going to be able to take anything with us. God is not impressed by degrees, cars, bank accounts, and houses. I said, so do whatever you can now to live a life of service. That's my legacy to my children and grandchildren. To find someone or that you can pour your heart into and give back and help someone else.
Wow, that's what it's all about. Yeah. And I love how you said it, that the materialistic things, that God is not impressed with that.
No.
Man is.
Man is.
But God is, he's looking at the intentions of our heart.
That's right.
And I love it how, you just have this message of the significance of, legacy, lineage.
Yes.
What are you leaving on this earth?
Yeah.
And I'm all about that too. Like I said, every year when my birthday comes, and as I get younger and younger, I'm just like, wow, like when I leave this place,
yes,
what am I leaving? What is my lineage? What is my legacy?
Oh my goodness. Oh my, I became employed while I'm preparing to travel the world, motivational speaking, and doing workshops and trainings. So during that time while God has prepared me from that, we getting some things in order. I became employed 2 months ago at City of Refuge. And City of Refuge, they deal with people with prostitution, sex trafficking, drug addicts, alcoholics. And to go there and just to be able to use my gifts as love and to just... When I talk to the women, the first thing they say, Dr. H, you're someone that actually, you haven't did drugs or alcohol, but you was lost. I say, because lost is lost. Hopelessness is hopelessness. And they say, when I come there, I'm there not so much as a house mom, or they have me there more of a spiritual guide.
Yes.
To help usher them into their new transition when they leave there. And I say, wow, God, while we're in preparation for this next season of my life, we made a pit stop, because God, everything I believe is an assignment. So there's someone there that I either needed to deposit into or receive something from that's going to take me to where I'm going.
Ooh, that's good.
So I'm everywhere I go now, I'm like, okay, God, what's the lesson here that I need to have to where you're taking me? And so there I listen intently, and I'm there fully. And the women, they was like, you really listen to us? I said, yeah. I ask every day, how's your... Just that, because I'm interested. I'm showing you, I know what it feels like when everybody looks the other way.
Wow, come on.
Yeah, I know what it feels like when everyone looks the other way, when you're a number. When I was just a statistic and a number on welfare. I know what it feels like when you're labeled as maybe the high school dropout, the woman with all the kids, the drug addict. So I'm here for you. How was your day? Take a seat. Let's talk.
Ooh, yes.
Let's talk.
Take a seat and let's talk. That is so key, because oftentimes when you're going through a time of transition or a time of testing,
yes,
even a time of turbulence, there's no one to talk to.
That's not going to talk about you.
Come on, doctor.
We all have those. Everybody want the juice. What's going on? But can you spread the good stuff as quick as you spread the bad stuff?
That's right.
My thing is, people know not to call me. I don't gossip. I don't have nothing to say. I'm too busy. See, when you're too busy focused on what God, I ain't got time for that side extra stuff. It's too much for me. I don't have time for that energy. If you're not calling me to where we can get together and say how we can help a family member, leave me out of the conversation.
That's it.
I've been there.
Ooh, yes.
So, yeah.
And then, I was thinking, because, as a woman, there's certain things regarding, our biological makeup, that we need, that's critical. And, we wear so many different hats, we're mothers, we're wives. And so can you just talk about that for a moment? How, do you balance that, as a woman, just all those hats?
Oh my goodness. Even with my kids now, they joke and, because they know I'm at a place, because when you go through certain things as a parent, whether you was a drug addict or alcoholic, once you're a part, and I'm just being led by the Spirit, whoever's out there, you're feeling bad, you miss your kid's life, you struggle, you didn't have, maybe somebody raised your children. Once you apologize and try to make it right, that's all you owe them. Children will try to hold you in bondage as well. They're people too. And when you have to even set up boundaries with your grown children, your teenagers. And so I've never really had problems with my kids, but I still let them know. Because it was a time I felt so bad. I would give them my last $20. Well, here you go. Because I was trying to make up for so much of the embarrassment. So I got to the point and said, no. My answer is no. And if you want to bring up that we was homeless, go ahead, bye. And they come back, Mom, we miss talking to you. Because they miss the wisdom, the love. And
yes.
So we all, even now, I'm learning how to prioritize me.
Ooh,
even with my grown kids, they want to call sometimes. I pick up the phone and they just start talking. My daughter's going full blown. No. We're gonna, Mama, what are you doing? I might be in meditation, but it's about showing how to respect my time.
That's it.
How to respect somebody else's time.
On.
You cannot just barge your way in. I don't care who you are. Ask mother, are you busy? Yeah, let's talk. But so it's just about setting proper healthy boundaries, and you don't owe no one anything. Whether you missed out, whether you didn't have, all you can do is go forward, love them from that day. If they don't want it, walk away, and I guarantee those kids will be back.
Yeah.
They'll be back.
And that's critical, and I love what you're saying, especially ministering to all of the mothers or even the fathers, that you feel again that you have missed out, on your children's childhood, or maybe you feel like you wasn't the best parent, but you gave us that, that freedom. You said if you feel like, hey, you owe them give them an apology.
Yeah.
But after that, that's all you owe them.
That's all you owe them. If you're gonna, because what I realized, most time God is protecting you. I did a research in school, and a lot of people always say we need the fathers back in the home. We need the fathers. And doing my research, it shows it's not about having a father in the home. It's the quality of the person. You can have a father in the home that's being the mom, raping the kids, molesting, this and that. What kind of quality of and a woman can be someone that's not a good mom to be. What kind of quality of the person you are is more important than just going around, we need the fathers back. No. I think for some people, you was probably protected more by not having that mom or that dad there while they're doing their addiction and stuff. And that was a way, even if they gave you to your grandparents, that was a way of them saying, I love you enough, I don't want to harm you. I'm harming myself, so I don't want to harm you, so I'm going to let you stay with grandmama. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, so we got to kind of, what my life would have been if I was with mom and she's on drugs? What would my life been if I stayed with dad and he's a woman beater? What would they have taught me? Right. So we have to think, God, thank you.
Ooh, that's
Thank you for keeping me.
Thank you for keeping me, God. That's right. We got to get a fresh revelation on the things that we have been through. And I love how you put it. If the individual wasn't in our lives, it was for the best.
It was best for the best.
It was for the best.
Especially if they're not going to be a conduit of upgrowth to who we are. Come on. Right. Do you really want a father or mother in your life that was abusive, neglectful, on drugs, alcoholics? I mean, certain things I just believe God protected us more than we'll ever know.
Ooh, thank you, Lord, for protecting us. Wow. And so let me ask you this, because I love talking at times regarding diet. Okay. And exercise.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. How do you feel about diet and exercise?
Y'all, that's my weak point there. I gained 15 pounds in a PhD program because you couldn't go nowhere. It's like you had your books here and a snack table there. And so now I'm going to have to start exercising. I'm going to have to start.
Me too.
I'm 15 pounds overweight. Okay, I'm just guilty. That PhD program had me sitting there like snack, read, snack. And so my son said, Mom, you're getting a little thick now. You're going to have to start hitting that gym, do some work. So I need a workout buddy. Maybe we could team up.
Maybe we can. Because you know what? It was, I used to run track and cross country growing up. But, I have like just totally just got away from that. Yeah. And, the other day, I'm a young person, but I was having like aches and pains in my body. So in the morning time, I was like stretching. Yeah. And, I just was thinking to myself, wow, if my coach was here, he would just like really get on me because it was just so hard to do like the slightest little movement. And I was like, oh no, we gotta do something about this. We gotta do something.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Yeah, I need to work out. I really do, yeah. Yes. Especially, 4 of the kids are grown. I have 2 kids left at home. My daughter be going to the 12th grade, my son be going to the 10th, and I have 4 grandkids. So I tell my daughters to use their time wisely when they want me to babysit. They're like, Mom, you don't be doing anything but reading. I said, I paid the price, girl, to prop my legs up, read this book. I'm just enjoying me. Yes. So I said, use your time wisely when you want me to babysit,
And let me say this. You look amazing.
Thank you.
Yes.
4 grandkids, 7-year-old. Let me say a 7, 4.
Wow.
7, 5, 3, and 2. So I'm excited. I love when they come over, and I love to see them go, bye, babies. And my kid just shake their head. Mom, you ain't no good. I said, yes, sister. But I'm just at a good place. Yes. Finally loving on Latarsha, finding out what makes me me, what I love to do.
Yes.
I've been taking care of other people since I was 16 years old.
Come on.
So yeah, I'm just now after school and running for election. I think I'm just now, the smoke is settling because I've been in survival mode for 10 years. I've been running, just keeping the wheel, because what I learned is it's easier to stay focused than to refocus.
Ooh, what?
It's easier.
Say that again.
It is easier to stay focused than to refocus. Do you know how much energy it takes to get that wheel back turning and turning? People stay on that track.
My God.
I don't care who come in out your life, what go through. I was hospitalized for a week when I was at in school because I had blood clots in my lungs. And I got back out. I was like, Lord, what? And you keep pounding that pavement.
Wow.
Because I tell you, it's so hard to refocus, to get those wheels back going and turning. And so I tell my kids now, my daughters, if you have relationship problems, do not stop for nobody. Keep going. Because you're going to, in 10 years, you don't want to have to restart something that you started 10 years ago.
Whew.
Keep going and watch you meet that. You bet your finish line.
Yes, that's right. We will reach the finish line. And that's so critical, how you talked about, just staying focused. Because, and one thing about us as women, we carry things differently.
Yeah.
And you said that you had to have the surgery.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I had blood clots in my lungs, in both of my lungs, so I was out of school for a week, and when you're already homeless, you're going through like, what next? And I just said, I took a breath. I said, all right, girl, get back in that race. And I tell you, just to see God it's almost like a love dance with God. When I took a step, he took two, and you kind of like in a love. As long as you let him lead, you in good shape.
Come on.
As long as he's leading, you are good.
Yes. Wow. And so let me ask you this, doctor, regarding, your village and your, the people that have supported you along your life journey, if you had to just say, this is my village, who would you say those people are?
Oh my goodness. I have maybe God now during the election, God brought about 6-8 people to come. It was like it held my arms up when I got tired, and so shout out to everyone that's it's about 6, I don't want to forget nobody's name. It's about 6 or 8 of them that just came every Sunday for 2 months, and they came and fellowship with me at my house, prayed with me to keep me uplifted, because they knew it was new for me,
right?
And I didn't have no support, but God used them to support. Shout out to Cheryl now. She has been there when I was lady contractor. I used to own a residential contracting company. But she has seen me go from the bottom to where I'm at now. And I just thank God for that. And it's in my documentary. Whoever that family, one time we was homeless. We was riding around in my car, and I was crying. The kids were crying, Mom, where are we going to go? We tired. I'm in the front seat, said, I don't know where we're going to go. And a still small voice said, go to Byrd Christian Bookstore on Cleveland Avenue. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? I don't know anyone. Go there. Your help is there. And I remember when I walked in the door, there was this lady standing reading a book, and I was drawn to her. And I went to her and told her what I just heard, She said, well, hold on, let me go speak with my husband. She come back, and she said, do you have a car? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, well, follow us. They took us to their house. And I don't know if you're angels. I'll tell the story where I would love to meet you. I believe you were angels, but if you're not, I would love to meet you for one night. They treated us like we were out of town guests. She cooked and feasted. She bought my kids a couple of outfits. For one night, they gave us a place called home. For one night. And I hope I get a chance to meet them. If not, I believe they were angels. But, man, that's...
Wow. God is so awesome. Wow. And you never know. You might have the opportunity to be someone's angel.
Oh. That's something about that. Yes.
But I love, like you're encouraging us, to just not only to keep moving forward in the midst of what we're going through, but to allow God to use us as vessels,
yes.
As conduits of change to be able to help somebody else.
And that lady just her husband, everywhere I go, I tell about them.
Wow.
And that next morning we got up, she gave me about $50 to just have pocket change, and she blessed. They were ministers, I think, somewhere in Union City, Fairburn area. And so I just prayed that I get to meet them. She would never. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. It was back like 10 years ago, but just to meet them and they meet me and see how much of an impact they blessed me and my family that one night.
Wow. See, you guys, you never know the impact that you may have on an individual's life. And it's so important that we consider others.
Yes.
You know, because sometimes we will focus so much on what we're going through and we don't even understand or realize that it's people around us, you know, that are right there in our neighborhoods
Yes,
that are
yes.
going through worse.
Going through worse.
So we have to give back.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
We have to give back. Wow, this is so amazing.
Yes.
And so doctor, so like what's next, you know?
Oh my good. You know, I just got a casting call for Women on the Rise Atlanta. So they're gonna officially announce the cast next week. I think at the Dale Force Center next Thursday. So I'm looking forward to that. I mean, God, just to just be considered Women on the Rise. And I'm here to just leave my legacy. God, we're not going to be here always.
That's it.
We're not going to be here always. And I'm just trying to pour out everything I can to, and like I was telling you earlier, and my story, when it touches men, it just blesses me.
Yes.
And when I got a email, an inbox from social media, and a guy say, Dr. Holt, I just want to let you know that I told my mom, and he's probably like about in his 40s. He said, but I told my mom and my grandmother about you. You're the reason I went back to school. He said, I'm just writing you to let you know I have an 8 average as of now. And
Ooh.
when I feel like giving up, I think about you, Dr. Holt. And I say, if she can keep going with 6 kids and homeless, let me get back in these books. And I was like, yes.
Wow.
And that's what it's about.
That's what it's all
Yes.
about. Wow. And so, Dr. Holden, how can we connect with you?
I'm open for speaking engagements, so you can reach me by my email, Latarsha Holden at yahoo.com. If you want to just look at my books, a little bit more about me, my website is www.latarshaholden.com, or give me a call at 404-838-9587.
Yes, make sure that you connect with this awesome woman of God. Before we go, doctor, there may be someone that's listening or that's watching that's right there in the middle of what the Lord brought you out of. Can you just encourage them?
Oh my goodness. One of the lessons I learned to this was own your space. You deserve to be here just like the next person. No one is going to fight for you like you're going to fight. Give it all you got. Failing is part of the journey. I failed. You know, somebody was, oh, you ran for office, you didn't win. I won. I ran. I got in the race.
That's right.
Half of the battle is getting in the race.
Woo, talk about it.
You get in the race, you halfway there. Keep going. I don't care who laugh at you, who don't applaud you. It's okay. Because as long as God is for you, nobody else even matters.
Ooh.
Keep going. Trust God. If you got to cry, plenty of nights I cried. I wanted to give up, try to commit. But I kept trusting God no matter how painful it was. Give everything you got. And that's why I'm going to give everything I got before God called me home, so I can show love and compassion to his people.
Yes, wow, that's what it's all about, showing love and compassion to God's people. Yes. Well, you guys, I'm so excited about what God is doing in your life.
Thank you.
Yes, doctor, will you come back?
Yes, anytime. We got to do lunch.
Yes,
we got to call each other to start working out.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, we're going to get in this gym.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. And wow, you guys, make sure that you check her out, follow her on social media. Again, get all of her books. This is one of them, No Longer Lost. She blessed me with this copy. I got a copy. Yes, wow, you guys, this has been absolutely amazing. I'm just so excited about what God is doing, man.
Oh, my
so
goodness.
Excited. Yes. Wow, you guys. Well, listen, I want you to make sure that you tune in next week, because we have something absolutely amazing prepared for you. So again, thank you to my very special guest, Dr. Latarsha Holden.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. And you guys, again, that's going to be next week, same time, same place. Also, you guys, make sure that you follow me on social media. Check out my website at www.mariabyrd.org. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. So again, that's next week, same time, same place, right here. You are listening to The Conversation with Maria Byrd.
It's a touchdown. Finally found me someone I can really trust now. I always have so much to say, but no one is saying to.
Thank you for tuning in to The Conversation with Maria Byrd every Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on WIGO 1570 AM radio.
So let's have this conversation like a radio station.
WIGO AM 1570, Morrow, Atlanta.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I want to say thank you again to my very special guest, Dr. Latarsha Holden.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and you guys make sure you tune in next week, same time, same place, right here on The Conversation with Maria Byrd.